Alright, hi guys. So here's my fish tank. It's just a 10 gallon. I got about 10 fish in there and I'm doing alright. I do have a problem where I got some fish from a local fish store and one of these little, I call them snails, not quite sure what their exact name is. Hopefully that'll show on the camera. See if I can get it to focus better. But you know, they're real small. This is one of the bigger ones, and this is about the average size I see in there. But there's a lot of them in there. They're under the gravel, and so it's hard to estimate. But if I put fish food in there, obviously more than necessary if their fish don't eat it all, they kind of come out and are scrounging around. And it tends to happen more that the population of them explodes when I'm on vacation, when I have someone else feeding them and they overfeed them. And then the snails kind of try to take up all that food that's just dropped to the bottom. So it's been pretty much not a big problem the first year or two, but then it seems to have grown. At first it was kind of fun because I had just one or two and they were big. But yeah, they're kind of... You know, I clean the tank and I might take out 10 of them, and I'm sure there's 3 times as many in there, and I'm talking the smaller ones. So I read online that you could do this trick where you take a zucchini. So here's the zucchini. Already cut some of it off. Basically, I took a slice about as thick as my finger. Then I removed the skin, and you boil it. I guess they call it blanching it. And I'm not sure how long to do it, but I just did it about 15-20 minutes, and just in regular water. And then once you're done, you take that and you take a regular water bottle like so. Now this one's already been cut, as you can see. Now the label was kind of where my finger is moving, and there was some glue on there, so I decided to cut that part out because you do have to cut the bottle in half for this little trick to try and capture the snails. So basically you cut it in half, and then I said I cut that part where the glue was out for the label, and then you put your zucchini that you boiled in the bottom, and then you take the top half of it and you... So I was kind of pushing it down in there, and then there's a gap. I don't know if you can see, but there's the bottle top, and then there's the zucchini. So there's a little bit of a gap between the two. One thing is it doesn't seal perfectly around this edge here. So it's kind of, you gotta fiddle with it here. Like there, it's pretty good. I guess the thought is that you don't want the snails coming back out. Supposedly they're supposed to go down that center hole and then not be able to come back out. Now, I did put this in there, and this little redfish right here, he decided to go on a venture, and he went down inside there, and I had a rock covering up this hole too in the bottle, and it was like 80% covered, and he got in there, and it was like in an hour or two. So I had to rescue him. So I would suggest putting something to cover it. I just used one of the rocks and try to cover the hole, you know, so your fish won't go in there if they're exploring. And I made it pretty small. Some of the bigger snails, they would have to try to work their way in there or find the right angle, but it seemed to work. So I tried it, and I did capture some, and there were the bigger ones to start with, probably about 5 of them, so it's kind of cool. And then I took them out, and I just basically used the same zucchini again and put it back in, and then I just got a few small ones. I don't know if the zucchini went bad or they lost their interest in it, but basically I only caught 5 little ones after that, and then I emptied the snails and put it back in, and then I got nothing. So I'm thinking the zucchini's bad. I did make some more. So here's the pot I was just boiling it in. Here's some zucchini. This time I got two bigger pieces, and then here's the rock that I had that was plugging that hole on there. Just a regular little rock. Okay, so I'm gonna reload it now and put it back in, and then the only thing about this is it doesn't, I thought, you know, you'd catch like 90% of what's in there. It's kind of, it's helpful, but it doesn't appear to be even getting half of what's in there. So I'll try it again with 2 pieces and see what happens, and it's better than picking them out. I think it's, you know, to get rid of them all, you'd have to take all the gravel out and the fish out, and the problem with that, I'd worry about the fish getting, you know, stressed, me moving them around. So I kind of just been dealing with it. Not sure what, like, now that I speak of it, if I want to go that route just to get rid of them. I wouldn't say they're really a big pain, but they're kind of getting a nuisance, but they're interesting sometimes. So I'm gonna put this back in. Let me reload this guy. Alright, so I got the 2 zucchini in there. I top on. And I try to make it so the lip of the lid is not touching the zucchini. In case they're like crawling on top of it. And then they're like, oh, I'm just going to leave. But I kind of think the snails will be like, oh, there's, is that a snail right there? It's still in there. I kind of think once they find food, they stay there. They're not going to like leave. But, you know, I haven't left it in there a week, so I didn't find out. Just, you know, leave it about 6 to 12 hours. So, all right, put my rock in here. It's kind of tricky to cover the hole, you know, for that darn fish. So let me try this. Right now, move the camera a little bit to where I'm going to be. And I'm going to drop her in. There's that red fish. It's almost like he wants it. Come on. Come on. And then I try to lower it slow in the water. Fill up real slow, that is. Obviously that looks fast, but then the rock doesn't move as much. And the rock helps to weigh it down. If you don't have it, I think it was trying to float or just bounce around the bottom. So anyway, there she is. The rock's on it. And let's see, move it a little bit. Alright, it's pretty close. Hopefully Mr. Fish, I'll be home today and I'll be able to watch him. But we'll see in 6 hours if anyone comes around. Alright guys, it's been over 48 hours and this second attempt is a failure. I don't know if the little snails sent out word, the ones that were captured, not to come in here or what, but none of the other ones have come in. I saw one little one crawling around, but there's definitely still plenty in there. I think I captured the big ones of that first round. So zoom in on it here and just gonna show you. You know, there's even a snail right there below it, and you can see my finger. He's right there on the outside, and I don't know. So I guess my verdict would be it helped catch the big ones. They kind of migrated there. I believe that was the set of big ones. I haven't dug around. I'm going to clean the tank now and find out, but a lot of the little ones are still there. So I can't say I'd recommend doing this. It just doesn't seem worth the hassle. You can pick them out just as well, but on second thought, it did kind of get the big ones, but I think they all can reproduce, so the little ones can grow up to be big ones too pretty soon. So guys, after I cleaned the fish tank, I did not see any of the bigger snails. They did seem to be picked up in that trap, so that was great for that. However, I did see a ton of little ones still, And ironically enough, there was a ton of little ones underneath the trap, and I don't know why they didn't crawl up the side of that bottle and go in, but they did not. That's a mystery. It was in there, 48 hours. So it did seem to be attracting them, but maybe if I turn the trap on the side, but then again, they didn't seem to like to touch the plastic bottle at all. So I guess my assessment kind of still stands. It only traps the big ones, and then there's still plenty of little ones in there. I wish it worked. Maybe someone will comment and give a tip on how to catch those little ones, because that would be great to knock out a big portion of them. There must have been, I don't know, at least 20 underneath that trap that were, within a couple inches of it when I say under it. So they were still there, and they were also, throughout the tank too. It's just there were a lot of them concentrated in that area. Thanks for watching. Like and subscribe.